So after sex, no, never call him. Never fucking call him. Now, fucking never. I can't say that to you because you have a different opinion about things and other people have different opinions. There's a lot of different opinions. But no, don't call him. Either he just wants sex, and if you call him, then if it's just sex, then you can call him, whatever. But if you want a relationship and you had sex and he doesn't call you, that guy's a fucking asshole. He's a womanizer. That's how he's acting. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But he's acting like a womanizer. So, no. Don't call him. If you want a relationship and you had sex and he's not calling you, as hard as that is, don't call him.
What if he calls you back in 2 weeks?
Then he wants sex. If he calls you back in 2 weeks, after the first time he had sex, then he wants sex. That's it. There's no other thing that he wants. It's not like, I thought about you for 2 weeks and I really love you. I really want to pursue a relationship. If a fucking guy says that after 2 weeks, then he is a full-on horny piece of shit that will take advantage of you and leave that fucking guy. Because he would have called you before that. He would have messaged you. He would have said something. Even the lame, how's your day? That kind of shit. Over a text message. If he really likes you, he will call you. He won't just message you. He'll call you the next day. That's usually how it works. And in maybe 2 days, but nothing more than that. If the dude really likes you, he'll call you within the next couple days. Or he'll message you pretty quickly. And he'll message you something like, hey, I had a really good time last night. I want to see you. That's a real thing that we do. And that's what you do when you care about somebody. When you really want to get to fucking know somebody, you reach out to them. But if he calls you in 2 weeks after you had sex, then first of all, you don't know how many fucking girls he's had sex with in that 2 weeks, okay? And second of all, now you're just a statistic and a number. You're just some other girl he's had sex with. It depends on you and how you look at sex and how you go about it. But if he calls you in 2 weeks after you had sex, he doesn't want a relationship. He wants nothing to do with the relationship, even if he tells you he wants a relationship. Because, if a dude tells you he wants a relationship and you had sex and then 2 weeks later he calls you and says, hey, I really want a relationship, that's run for the fucking hills. Because that guy is, he's not in any kind of place to have a relationship. You don't want to be holding that guy's hand through all the bullshit and the cheating and all the lying and all the growing and crap that he has to go through because he's about probably 15 years old in his head, and you don't want to grow with him you don't want to watch him grow through high school and college. You don't want that. In my opinion. So.
Why does he come back then?
Because he's horny. He comes back because he's horny.
Find another girl.
It's not as easy for men to find girls as for men to find women as it is for women to find men. Women, seriously, you know that. All of you women know that. There's some guy right now that if you called him, he would be like, yeah, I'll have sex with you. Like, we're like that. We're like, we just follow our dicks around a lot of times. And that's why, that's the dynamic of women and men. That's beautiful. That's why men need to pursue women, because women constantly are getting hit on and looked at and, uncomfortably fucking stared at. And they're put in super uncomfortable situations all the time by all sorts of fucking men because the men are like, I want to have sex with them, or I want to be with them. And men, that's not happened to us. I'm not walking down the fucking street and women are coming up and just grabbing my fellas. Like that's not, or touching me, and you know, that's not a normal thing. And women aren't staring at me from across the way, just, you know, not even like, oh wow, like not like that. I'm saying like, oh, I want to fuck that one. You know, like that's how men fucking, that's how a lot of men do it, right? So women can find men to have sex with. Because men are so, a lot of times, we're easy when it comes to that. But that's the trick, is finding men that aren't easy. The ones that aren't gonna give themselves up all the time to any woman who comes his way because he is so, you know, sexually frustrated, or he's so horny and all he wants to do is have sex all the time. And he'll have sex with fucking anybody, right? You know, that's women. Women, God, I love you. God, I love you for that. Your ability to say no is fucking awesome. That's just beautiful shit. And remember that. That's a powerful thing. Like, and I said it, Carly, in one of my first videos that I ever made. I don't even think we aired it yet, but like, you have so much power and you need to know that. And I think you know it, but a lot of times you don't fucking harness it and walk around like, I am worth whatever the fuck I want. Because you're beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful. I love you so much. Like, I love women for that. That you just have this power and this elegance to you, and you walk through this world and you deal with so many different issues that men never deal with, and you have the ability to go onto a site and ask questions, and then you'll sit there and listen to me ramble on about God knows what, right? And say my opinion about things, and then I'll say some, you know, dumb shit, some man stuff, you know, and you can weed through all that and you can find the good shit that's in it, right? There's a power that you have, and a charisma and an elegance and a grace that every single one of you has. So always remember that. If a man doesn't call you after sex, then he is not the man for you. That's just as simple as I can possibly put it.